Mic check 1, 2. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hi there. You could hear me? I'm speaking all the time. Somebody indicate to me. Yeah? You want to check this one? Oh, ask them if they want an introduction. What's up?
You could get the captain then?
Not now. They're coming out in they're coming out in 8 minutes. I don't know, they're probably doing the prep talk. The best time to get them was when they were on the field, like the coaches. Once they're inside, it does the talking. Sorry. Yeah, the best time to get the coaches is when they actually Good night, St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Welcome to the lovely Annisville Sporting Complex. Some people call it the Annisville Stadium. And tonight we're going to have yet another exciting football match. My name is Crystal, and this is VC3 TV, channel 114. Tonight's match is another international friendly between Cuba and St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The second one, the first one was on Sunday, where St. Vincent and the Grenadines defeated Cuba 7-0. Are they going to repeat that tonight? Another win? Is it going to draw? Is Cuba going to learn from their mistakes? We don't know, but we have to be here. You have to be looking to find out exactly how this match is going to go. We're minutes away from the very start. I can already see the Cuban players coming out, getting ready to line up, to march, to proceed onto the field for the start of tonight's match. I want to say a special good night to the Cubans who are living in SVG. It must be a little tricky. Who do you support? Of course, it's going to be Cuba, but I'm sure that you're supporting SVG as well. All right, so stay tuned for exciting football right here in Annisville. If you're on your way, of course, you don't forget to follow, like, share, subscribe, you know, and make sure you get everybody on board to watch tonight's football match. Stay tuned.
Yes, a pleasant good evening to each and everyone as we bring you a live coverage of international football again from the St. Vincent and the Grenadines main stadium here at Annisville, the Annisville Sporting Complex. We have for you match 2 in the series, the international friendly series between St. Vincent and the Grenadines and Cuba. Once again with me this evening is the technical director of the St. Vincent Grenadines Football Federation, Mr. Tion Gordon. Tion, good evening.
Blessings and mercies to you. Good day, good night, good evening, good morning, wherever you're seeing this from. It's my pleasure to be here again with you, sir.
Buenas noches a la gente que están viendo la transmisión de VC3 en Cuba, Venezuela, Panamá, Costa Rica.
Lo que sea.
Lo que sea, lo que sea. So we're going to have a wonderful night again. Gordon and I were on separate sides of the bench this evening, technical matters. Now we're here setting the stage for yet another game of football, game of the people here in St. Vincent the Grenadines. Gordon, we have the starting lineups. You could probably go through those very quickly before the players come out for the national anthems.
From St. Vincent, we have Captain Oleg Sanderson, Justo in goal, D.L. Spring, Dricon Glasgow, Najima Borgin, Cornelius Stewart, Bishon Richards, Nigel Charles, Garrett Ledgerwood, Kenija Joseph, and Courtney Franklin. That is 6 changes into this match today.
Yes, we expected that to happen because we are trying to give as many players the opportunity to don the colours of St. Vincent and also prove them their worth, so to speak, Theon.
Yes, and definitely I think this bodes well for us as a footballing nation. I think it gives our head coach some serious things to think about. Because if we look at it from a local perspective, we only have 2 players who are based out of St. Vincent. Everyone else is based here. It's saying that the players who are outside, they actually have a challenge to now get into the team. And it's a good headache for coach anyways.
Wonderful, 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 beautiful pictures as the players stream across the main area, the main playing surface here. For Cuba tonight, Team Cuba captain Darian Rudias, number 10, Rodney Fernandez, number 13, number 18, Roberto Hernandez, number 4, Darian Cardozo, number 5, Alexandro Mackenzie, number 14, Rodrigo Hernandez, number 2, Randy Hernandez, number 6, Arnaldi Galvez, number 12, Carlos Lafette, and number 11, Christian Tito, and number 9, Dariel Leging. The major starting lineup, I think, similar to what we had for match 1.
Yes, it's basically the same team. A few changes though, but generally the same.
So we are getting ready for the national anthems. Cuba in red, and it looks still like they still do have their raincoats on from our vantage points. And from St. Vincent The Grenadines, they are in the green. Let's stand for the national anthem.
First, the national anthem of Cuba.
So we just had the national anthem of Cuba, and we're gonna have the national anthem of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. So, Mr. Gordon, we are the national anthems. The players are ready to go. What's your perspective on this evening's encounter, given that these two teams would have met on Sunday evening? Give us a perspective from both ends, what the Cubans would like to get out of this evening, and obviously St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
So if we want to just look at scores from the last game, obviously, the deficit is 0. In order to do that, I think they have to then look at their mentality. I think they started well, however, one score, 4 scores, so I thought but language and mentality towards the game, it definitely was positive from our perspective. Similarly, when they gained possession, I think they're interested in passing the ball, but also the last in the final third, I think we expect a lot more from strikers, especially those runs where they're constantly outside. Also, I think as a coach, he would definitely would have worked on the set play and the stars because they won't really generate chances. On the flip side, St. Vincent would hope to continue their scoring and obviously keep it at the again. But what I've recognized is that the coach has been specific changes in specific areas. For example, in goal we have Justo, I think he has been yet very young. He's been around for a long time. I think this is also an opportunity for him to show what he has. But from a tactical perspective, I don't expect much changes in the style for St. Vincent and the Grenadines. They're generally going to try to be in a mid-block and then transition as quickly as possible. When in possession in the defensive third, they're going to look to be patient, try to build through the midfield, and then try to score. I think also what I've recognized is that they've improved from their set pieces and restarts. So again, I think they're going to look a little dangerous from that perspective.
Right, so from a technical standpoint, that's what we can look forward to. Let's see if that transmits to the field of play. The Patriots are coming in, not as many as we would have had at the start of yesterday's, Sunday's encounter. And in charge this evening, we have Mr. Cully Cleon from Barbados. The first assistant is Kevin Clark. Let's go. Cleon Cully is the referee. Kevin Clark, also from Barbados, he's the first assistant. And the second assistant is Casey Phillips with Manaman Bedu from Grenada, who carried the first encounter on Sunday evening as our fourth official this evening. Cuba in red, and they are defending the top end, the northern end, which we would say probably the Kingstown end. St. Vincent The Grenadines defending the Beckway end, and they are in their green. Here we go. It's with Joseph. Joseph comes across and finds that is Bergen on the left, and he goes inside looking to find Olex Anderson. He's pushed off of it very early, and
that was actually
Bishon Richards. So let's get that right. The number 7, Bishon Richards turning. And so a free kick coming the way of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The stature again quite similar. Bishon, Olex, and Connie. But here we go. A long ball, searching ball on the right-hand side. Falls now for the number 12. Comes all the way back, and this looks like Joseph. Yes, but Cuba dispossessing very quickly. And there is a new custodian in goal. It's not clear here. We'll have to get that to you in terms of the goalkeeper. But coming out of it is Cuba on the left. Finds the number 12. Goes inside. Looks and finds the number 5. And that is Mackenzie. Mackenzie goes across, looking to come down the right. But bad ball there. Eventually comes back to Franklin. Franklin goes inside looking for Spring. And Spring is tugged to the ground. And another free kick coming the way of St. Vincent and Grenadines. This time halfway into the half of defended by Cuba, and a quick start, Tion.
It has been both teams again trying to get their dominance. I think St. Vincent started a lot better than they did in the last game, trying to keep possession and build all the opportunity there.
So we have some predictions coming in. One of our viewers predicting a 4-0 victory for St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We don't have any prizes to give away, but we'll see how that goes if that prediction comes to fruition.
And from what I've recognized so far, Cuba is seemingly a bit more aggressive. I'm seeing a lot of pushing and tugging and a more physical side to them than the last game. So let's see what they're able to do.
Probably listened to some of our commentary and thought that yes, that they agree with the commentary where the nature of Cuba's football would one be of strong physical structure, nature, and also of a type where you're going to see athletes running all day. But this is St. Vincent with the ball. DL Spring brings it across, finds Bergen. Bergen goes further to the left into Coney Franklin, who tried to just turn it into the path of Olex. And that one came off incorrectly, and so a throw-in for Cuba coming down, and this time on the right, pumping it downfield, looking for Rudias, but only as far as Bergen. Bergen went to Franklin. Franklin all the way home to Josh Stoll. He goes now to the right, finds Nintel Charles. Charles goes up and was looking for Ledgerwood, and didn't touch, however, there. Another throw for Cuba. The number 12, he is Lafete, looks and gets it now to, it looks like Tito to Captain Rudias. Rudias comes forward to the right, a good ball. This is Cuba in transition, gets into close to the area, but can't get past Franklin, and the shot came in, looks like from the number 18, and that's Roberto Hernandez. Again, good early exchanges of both teams.
Another observation from Cuba thus far, they're not trying to play the short passes now, they're trying to be a bit more direct, as well as the press is a lot higher for them. So I guess they would have done the research and wanting to improve.
Well, definitely they should. We want a competitive encounter. We definitely would love to see our homegrown team doing successful, but with a challenge that they can live up to and grow out of.
And that's your opinion.
Here we go. So it's a free kick coming the way of Cuba. Rudias behind it. He is been taking a lot of the opportunities. Looks like the playmaker, one of those who definitely have some talent. There's a two-man wall in Richards and Anderson. Kick taken off of the boot of Cornelius Stewart, and some good defensive work coming in there, but again attacking very strongly there, the Cubans. Throwing coming their way, looks like the number 18 again in Randy or Roberto Hernandez. It goes inside, it's still with Hernandez, is it? No, it's Rudias, it looks like. No, that is correct, Hernandez. And again, attacking and going really strong down the right-hand side. Gets into the number 17, Roberto. Once again, trying to get around the number 17, and Franklin can't do so. He's been sturdy so far in his defensive work, and it's going to be a long throw. Roberto Hernandez. He gets it into the box, head to the back. Number 11 gets it. Shot goes in, and good take there by Stowe. Bowls it out quickly into the part of Ledgerwood up to the right side. Ledgerwood has the number 13 to contend with. He's bringing it all the way back now to Joseph. Joseph to Ledgerwood. Ledgerwood comes back and leaving it out now to Bergen. Bergen to Joseph. Joseph, nice pass to this is Spring to Bergen. Bergen goes forward. Really good ball into that
Stewart.
Looks like Stewart. Yes, Stewart comes back and finds Joseph. Good ball moving by St. Vincent. Good possession. And this is now Nigel Charles. Charles is up the right, goes forward, looking for Bishon Richards into the hands of the goalkeeper. Just gonna try to see if we get that name. I believe that goalkeeper could be number 2, Randy Hernandez, subject to correction. And we will sort that out for you as it is not indicated on our card. Cuba still in the close to the box. It's number 5, takes a shot, comes off of the number 12 for St. Vincent. That is
This is a contrasting
Glasgow.
Contrasting Cuba tonight. Just from the goal kick, it took them 3 seconds to get in front of our goal, so you could tell that they're a bit more vertical tonight.
So, was it the jet lag on Sunday night at Tion? Well, we'll see how that goes. They're looking positive, and St. Vincent now do have a bigger challenge for them, and it would definitely mean that they need to step their game up, and if they want a result as close to that we got last Sunday. It's now with Ledgerwood. He's in some trouble and loses out to the number 2 for Cuba. That is Randy Hernandez, so I'm incorrect in terms of the goalkeeper. Finds a cross now to number 18, goes all the way back to the man who stood very strong last game, that's Cordezo. He gets it back from his goalkeeper, pumps downfield, got the ball to Dariel, and he gets it across now to the number 18. Ball comes inside. Nigel Charles able to clear the danger, but St. Vincent on the counter with Alex Anderson, but coming to clear there is Hernandez, and good exchanges, even exchanges so far as we've passed just about 8 minutes, Tion.
Quite even. Just to highlight again, tonight we have a new back four in the sense of 3 new players. We have Courtney Franklin on the left, Najima Borkin staying on the left-hand side as a centre back. We have Nigel Charles and Jaquan Glasgow. I think this is his second opportunity at that position. Generally, he plays as a midfielder, but let's see how it goes.
Well, Stealing it there was the number 6 for Cuba, but only as far as the left end of St. Vincent's attack. And into touch once more. St. Vincent takes a throw into Cornelius Stewart. Let's see what he does. He reels it back and finds a Bergen here on the left, still just above the halfway line, into Bishon Richards, who turns and he's getting into the area, bumped off of it, and good defensive work, we would say, Cuba on this occasion.
Positive again. Najima has completed 3 passes into the midfield. Good decisions, good quality, good speed on the ball. So.
It's all about improvement and understanding your role and what needs to be done. And you were very clear with that earlier on Sunday. So he's better tonight so far. Let's move on. It's now with Cuba. But can't get past the same Bergen. Good work again. Outside of the boot, trying to find Alex Anderson. He cannot reel it in. And the throw comes in very quickly for Cuba. Finds, this looks like Hernandez. Goes back and finds Rudias. Rudias leaves it for the number 11 into Tito. That's back to Rudias. Good ball movement. Again, number 11, Tito, looking for Rudias. And that one had a little bit too much on it in the wrong direction. St. Vincent comes away with it. Bergen comes across his goal area and finds, this is Nigel Charles as the attack moves up the right to Jaquan Glasgow. Back now to Charles. Charles is coming all the way back to Stowe. Stowe is using the outlet in Bergen. On the left-hand side, goes now across and finds Franklin. Franklin comes inside. Bishon Richards had to do some work, and he did so. However, did not managed to keep that one in touch. Tion.
So that's the other player who just came in. He came in for Mr. I think Tevin Thompson. Bishon Richards in for Tevin Thompson from the last game.
As a starter, correct? Yep. All right, and some difficulty here. There's a little bit more challenging in the middle of the park. Players are running and rushing into spaces, not allowing time as Tito gets it now from Hernandez. Tito looking, he goes across. This is Cuba into the really good ball to the number 6, taken down well. This is Cuba in the 18-yard box, number 5, and he's blocked by Charles. Really good defensive work, as we have come to accustom from Mr. Nigel Charles when he's out in this outfit.
Yes, but I still think he needs to stay on his feet a bit more. If we could remember the last game against Jamaica, not staying on his feet for long enough and didn't have an opportunity to recover to make the tackle. Again, for me, once you have to play the slide tackle, it's because you're not in the right position. Okay. So again, that's work for him. Okay,
so here we go. And wanted to stay on his feet here now. It looks like that's Bishon Richards finds the number 16 in Spring. Spring goes for the right into Glasgow, back to Spring. St. Vincent The Grenadines being rushed on the ball and a good cover on this occasion, and out into touch. That is another throw-in comes away of St. Vincent. This time on the right-hand side, they've been working much more on the left. Back to Glasgow, could not keep that one in from. That is a former captain in Stewart. So it's Cuba coming to playing out of the back with Cardozo. He's looking for movement, goes back to his number 2 in Randy Hernandez. Hernandez goes across, finds his number 13 in Fernandez. Fernandez plays it around, good ball. And they're getting out of some trouble there. With the number 6 now, Galvez looking for Tito. Yes, that's Tito over to his captain Rudias. He goes across onto the right. Good ball movement again by Cuba, running off the ball well, but cannot get past Bergen on this occasion. Finds Joseph. Joseph in a tight spot. Good ball movement. Well done. Coming out of the area there. That's well done again by St. Vincent The Grenadines. Franklin on the left brings it inside. Good opportunity. Oh, that was excellent movement, and we'll hear about that in a bit. The ball's still live again. Cardozo comes to the rescue of Cuba, and according to
I think we just defended ourselves very well there. I think 2 of our players
collided. Yes. But good movement, excellent movement from a very tight situation on the left hand, Tion, to actually create a very good chance.
Yes, as a result of the press by Cuba and not being compact, they allowed for the forced pass to break the line. This is positive for us.
Okay, so Cuba trying to change movement. Another good ball, finding the number 5. That's Mackenzie. Mackenzie goes inside and finds the number 6. He goes across, takes a shot, and it goes into touch. And again, an opportunity going the way of Cuba, and not allowing that one to get anywhere close to the upright. That's St. Vincent. They are now on the attack with Spring. Spring is moving forward and finds Stewart. This is on the right hand side. He's under a lot of pressure, Stewart, but doing really well to shield off the incoming Galvez. He goes back now to Nigel Small. Small finds goalkeeper Stowe. Stowe is finding Joseph, now changing the route of attack to the left-hand side into, oh, good ball again. This is Bishon Richards. Let's see what he does. Bishon Richards, still Richards. He goes across, finds the man on the right there. That looks like Olex Anderson on the left. Yeah?
Yes, that's Anderson.
Anderson takes an opportunity to cross, but put into touch. A first corner for the evening coming the way of St. Vincent The Grenadines. Is it?
Yes, it is.
So, the crowd is building up.
Again, we started a lot on the left side tonight. Let's hope again. I think the sync, there's a lot more communication between the players on the left. The ones on the right, I think they are generally newer players. So, for example, Glasgow and Ledgerwood, I don't think they're usually playing with each other. So,
whoa! From the back post. Bring it back really well. Let's see who that was. Looks like Nigel Charles.
Yes, it was.
Yes, it was, and we've seen his prolifics in the local season and local leagues as a striker or someone who gets into those areas, especially with the floated ball on the head. And that was a good opportunity, but didn't bring it back to anyone. And so goalkeeper with number 12, it looks like. So let's get that one. Is that Carlos Lafetti? Well, looks like. What St. Vincent the Grenadines losing it now to Cardozo. He's been really good. Comes across, finds Tito. Tito looks a better player this evening, and he gets it into Hernandez. Hernandez is crossing. Nigel Charles is there, only as far as Bergen, who controls, goes out of touch as he attempted to relieve the pressure. Another throw-in comes away of Cuba.
Cuba's direct ball seems to be giving us a little bit of problem. So we have to sort it. So they're doing two things at the same time. So they're trying to play it long, and at times when they play it short, the extra midfielder makes the run. But here we go.
All right, that is Stewart and Hernandez. Hernandez equal to the task, putting it into touch. And a good, again, counter-attack by St. Vincent. Finds Richards, though, on the left-hand side. He crosses into the area. Head go up. That looks like Mackenzie, who finds Galvez. Galvez turns really well. Good ball movement and control on that occasion, but only as far as Bergen. Bergen finds Joseph. Joseph on the middle of the pitch. Goes wide to the right. Finds Glasgow. Jaquan Glasgow. And he is looking for a movement. Good ball onto the head of Joseph. Could not bring it down. And Lafetti is going to bowl it out. He finds his captain in Rudias. Rudias to Tito on the right. Coming down further, but he crosses it well to Mackenzie. This looks like a plan for this evening for Cuba, Tion.
So the intention they're having is bring the ball to one side, get the extra midfielder to run to occupy the central defenders, and then play it wide to have the 1v1 on the opposite side. All midfielders are not tracking the extra player. I think it's number 6 who constantly has that role.
Gadvels.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's worked so far, and they have found that looks like the number Mackenzie coming down there quite often, but this was a no-nonsense tackle coming in there by Nigel Charles. Nigel Charles once again. He is playing the central defensive role this evening. He's growing into that. He's played that quite well on a few occasions for St. Vincent. And this is Birkin once more. This is his second opportunity based on your comment and your information. Again. Yes. So it's now with the number 5. Brings it across. That is DL Spring for St. Vincent on the right. He pushes it forward, looking for the on-running. That looks like Ledgerwood, but too much on that. And Lafetti controls, and he bowls it out to Cardozo. The Cuban crowd looks like it's getting a little bigger. The Vincentian crowd is also filling up, almost getting as close to what we had on Sunday.
Keep an eye on the number 6 as he progresses up the field.
Okay, so let's do that.
And it happens on the opposite side. There he goes.
Yes, that's it. That's him coming across, looking for the pass, but didn't materialize on that occasion. So understanding the technique, the tactics there, and the technical aspects of it. So this is what we want to do for you, give you good football, but understanding what is happening and why it's happening. It's now with the number 18. This is Hernandez looking forward to Rudias. Rudias cannot control, headed away. It's now with Joseph. Joseph is not taking it cleanly, and he's looking for a call, but doesn't get it on that occasion. Galvez, the man we need to look at, brings it across to Mackenzie. Mackenzie is trying to get around Glasgow, doesn't do that on this occasion. And another throw-in comes away of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. 0-0. If you're just joining us, this is match number 2 of a friendly series. We enter the 20th minute, and both teams have really shared the spoils, so to speak, so far, Theon.
Definitely. It has been quite balanced. We see similar styles tonight. Cuba is not as much playing horizontally, but more vertically tonight, and a lot longer passes. They're also trying to have double and triple in certain areas to create the numerical superiority in different areas. They're also looking to switch the point of attack quite a lot. St. Vincent, on the other hand, they're trying a new rotation with the midfielders. Here's an example where the central midfielder is receiving inside, sending the opposite one on the wider end, and then we have the 10 dropping deep.
All right, so we're going to see if that propels us into a score line and dominance like we did on Sunday night. The drones are flying right across us. Lovely pictures here this evening at the picturesque, honest way of playing field. You cannot come here and not fall in love with the space day or night. Here it is. It's with Bergen. Bergen plays it forward. Excellent turn there by Richards. Still Richards. He's been really good so far. Finds that's Olex Anderson on the left. He's going to cross. Does he? Yes! Oh my word! That was a tremendous cross. Anybody put something on that, it was going right to the back of the net, but that was a superb cross by Anderson.
We can guarantee that once he gets you 1v1, the acceleration and change of pace most definitely is going to beat you. You know that for sure. But again, cross was brilliant. We just didn't have the connection at the end.
And so Cuba lives to fight another day. They have been good so far, and like they did when they started on Sunday, and until they conceded. This is with the Darian. Darian finds Tito on the far right. He goes inside, looks for Galvez. Galvez turns neatly and gets it back to that is Cardozo. He goes across to Hernandez, back to Lafette, the goalkeeper, and he is using his outlet in Cardozo. Cardozo is looking to go forward on the right hand side, finds the dyed hair Tito. Tito is going across, looking for Galvez, the man who is was popping up in every space for Cuba, but this time he's dispossessed. It's now with Anderson. Anderson running past everybody, and Galvez! Oh, he makes a good stop. He had a touch on it. You just spoke of the acceleration of Olex Anderson. That was a superb display of it. Look at it in our pictures here now. He got past Cardozo with relative ease, gets inside and attempted a shot, but let's see, a good piece of a reflexive save, I make it, by Lafette. So
Anderson, he's gonna make you make a decision. He's gonna accelerate, he's gonna run at you. You have to make a choice. That's why he's as good as he is. Just need him to finish a bit more.
Well, that was an opportunity. It should have been banging the far bit of the net in the corner, but again denied by some good work. Cuba coming forward, Bergen equal to the task, puts it into touch, and no goals yet in this encounter. You just joined at Cuba again in their traditional red. St. Vincent Grenadines using green this evening with some goal strips and sprinklings on the front. And it's 0-0 here at the Arnsville playing Sporting Complex, where we're bringing you live coverage of international football and their series against Cuba in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Galvez turns, but dispossessed by Richards. Richards is now with Cornelius Stewart. Stewart is trying to go far right. Tackle comes in. The referee says play on. Goes to Mackenzie. Mackenzie goes across, finds Tito. Tito into Galvez. Galvez pushing it forward, looking for the on-running Darian, but headed away by our defensive players there. St. Vincent now on the counter finds that's Speedy Gonzalez. That's not his right name, but that's Olex Anderson into the number 7. That's Bishon Richards. Goes across further left and finds Franklin. Franklin cannot get past Tito. And what we can also see at Tion is that the wingers for Cuba are actually putting in the work, the extra work tonight.
The recovery runs. They're actually doing a lot more recovery runs tonight.
All right, so you got the technical aspect of what it's called. So, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Cuba in battle here tonight. A really good atmosphere. The game has been really pleasing. It's been equally challenging for both teams as another cross comes in. It falls now. Let's see who's going to pick it up. It looks like Stewart. Stewart comes back to Glasgow. Glasgow goes into the area. Not a good cross, yes. And it's now St. Vincent still with Nigel Charles. He's showing his prolifics. Decides to come all the way back to the halfway line, just past it onto the St. Vincent half, and Bergen picks it up and pulls it across to Franklin. Franklin is looking for movement, but he didn't get that what he wanted. It's now back from Bergen to Nigel Charles. Now this time on the right-hand side of St. Vincent's attack. He is looking again. And chips it forward, looking for Stewart. Stewart heads it into the middle. Galdoza picks it up and brings it to Tito. Tito to Rudias, who turns neatly on what could be a tricky area of the pitch here, the cricket pitch, so to speak. Plays it forward. This is a good ball, but cannot get onto it. The number 9. I think the idea was really good there, Tion.
The idea was really good, and I think they are not playing in terms of the defensive shape in the middle third like they did the last game. They had a lot more aggressive press. Now they're staying more in a compact mid-block and then trying to transition from midfield. Right. So we could see a tactical change again there from Cuba. Learning
from their lessons from the last experience, but it's still St. Vincent. Stewart this time going forward. He's brought to the ground. Let's see what Gully, is it? Cleon Cully. Nice, strange name. Yes, Cully from Barbados. He is in charge.
It's not a familiar name for Vincentians.
Not at all. Cully from the Gully. Not sure which area of Barbados is from. We'll find that out as the time progresses. But he is instructing the Cubans at this occasion where that wall should be. He's taking his steps, and behind it are Stewart and it looks like Franklin.
Yep.
Which would you prefer to take this one, Mr. God?
It's not a matter of prefer. It's just a matter of the tactical adjustments that the coach would like.
All right, so let's see.
I think Nigel is up. If Nigel is up, generally it would be a pass.
Okay.
And not a cross. See?
Well, looks as if it should have been a pass around the wall. Didn't come off as well as they would have liked, and beaten down by the wall momentarily, and now conceding a throw. St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We're just about into the 27th minute of the first half, and so far the exchanges have been equal. We've seen some tactical changes and personal changes as well on both ends, and so far it's been equal, even Stevens, so to speak, in terms of what we've seen. This is pumped downfield, looking for Captain Rudias. He's under a lot of pressure from Joseph, who picks it up and leaves it for Franklin. Franklin comes in the middle to D.L. Spring, a bit away from him, but he recovers and finds Glasgow. Glasgow touches it to Stewart. Stewart back to Spring. Spring into the middle to Joseph, but can't pass Tito. And however, it goes bubbling across. And coming across there was number 18, Roberto Hernandez, who had to put into touch of our on-running Olex Anderson. Cardozo.
There's another tactical adjustment again by Cuba. They're now playing with 4 players up front. So the number 10 is now occupying our second centre back.
Under some pressure all the time. So here we go. There the same individual we just spoke of, the number 9 there, Dariel Leguin, might be subject to correction in terms of that last name. Not one that's familiar in Spanish. But here we go. It goes inside, finds the Spring. Spring lays it off to Bishop Richards, who attempted a shot, blocked down, beaten down, and kept from going for a corner there by the number 13. Working really much harder tonight, the Cubans on the defensive, well, all around, I should say. And that one is going to be a throw-in for St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
Again, we haven't seen any offside runs by them just because of the tactical setup that they have this time.
So the adjustments that we spoke about, that we will see, that we should see, a good cross coming in heavy there by Franklin, but it's Cuba coming away with it with the captain Rudias. What was his attempting?
He attempted to shoot.
Yes, because Stowe was off his line. Didn't think he was patient again there, Tion. Could have been a little bit more patient, a little bit composed, and asked a question or two of Stowe.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, it's Joseph comes across and finds Franklin. Franklin back to Bergen. Bergen is looking for movement and didn't like what he saw in front and goes across. Finds that's Charles to Glasgow. Glasgow back to Spring. Spring is again under some pressure by Galvez and brings it back to Nigel Charles. Charles is deciding to use the goalkeeper in Stowe. Stowe goes and finds a free individual in Bergen. Bergen has some time, he has some space, decides to hammer forward, looking for Olex Anderson. Almost made it. Again, another good tactical move there by Bergen. He's gotten 100% passes so far this evening. And so Mr. Gordon will be very, very happy with that.
Also, we could have seen that there's a tactical adjustment again by St. Vincent and the Grenadines. So we've rotated now to have Olex Anderson as the second striker and Connie dropping as a 10 at the moment.
So we are making the adjustments as we go to try to counteract what is happening here. Rudias is coming across, finds Tito. He's been excellent this evening for my estimation. Cuts inside and was attempting a shot, blocked by Franklin. Unfamiliar role from our end, but playing really well so far. It's now with Richards. Richards is looking. He's trying to get fast. The Cardozo tells him he's not going further right now. And he's been warned, that's Cardozo's been warned by Captain Cully, Cleon Cully from Barbados.
We've had a good start again by Bishon Richards.
Yes.
One of his better games thus far.
I would agree with you totally on that end. He is very aggressive. He looks the part. He looks like he's wanting to do something special this evening. It's with Jacon Glasgow. He's wanting to do the same, but cut out there by Galvez, who had, I believe, a wrong footing, but St. Vincent's going to counter-attack. Falls now for Stewart. Stewart on the right, asking for someone to come forward. Gets a Bishon Richards, the same one we just spoke up. He lays it across onto the left and finds that is a good attempt, but cut out by Hernandez, number 18. He's been busy and he's looking for movement. He's moving forward, finds Tito on the right. Tito is slowing it down just a touch, brings it back to Hernandez.
We have to be mindful at the back post now because this is exactly what they're trying to do.
And there we go, almost at the back post, but a little bit too much on it. And into touch, another goal kick comes away of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Taken quickly into Bergen. Bergen has space, he has time, and he's looking for the best option. Decides to come back to Joseph, who was slotted into the centre-back position just at this moment. And has found Nigel Charles on the right-hand side. He goes further to Glasgow. Glasgow attempted to play it onto an running Letterwood. And the number 13 there for Cuba. And that's Rondi Fernandez, who is doing work and good work for Cuba up that right-hand side. 0-0, 32 minutes. The crowd has grown. Almost similar to Tion, Mr. Gordon.
So.
Almost, yes, yeah.
And just not as festive as the last time. I figure the fact that it's 0-0 thus far.
Nothing to jiggle the palates.
Yes, strange enough, the Cuban contingent aren't celebrating. Generally, they don't need much.
Well, I think they're very much more pensive of what's happening. They saw what happened on Sunday and they would want something better. They have gotten that for sure in terms of the scoreline at this point. And I think they have played generally much better in terms of their positioning and their tactical decisions this evening. It's now with the number 2. Bergen hammers one into the chest.
I don't think that was meant for me.
Yeah,
I don't think that was meant for him.
we were supposed to go further.
Yeah.
And this is Daria trying to go forward. Oh, coming up, taking up a good back heel there was Bergen. I'm not sure if it would have been ending up if it went to a red shirt, but it's Tito getting the ball in. Header, still Tito. And this falls now for the number 30 for Cuba. Who's on it? And on the edge of the box. And blocking and saving the day, so to speak, at this point, because trying to size one up there was Raul Gallo Hernandez, and coming to save the day was Franklin.
I think that's the first time I've seen the team not being organized
Correct.
defensively. D.L. Spring was not in position, as well as Nigel Charles. They left a lot of space. Just a minute ago, we had 3 Cubans on the top of the 18 and no one there to press.
Well, what was it? It's Galvez. He's going to be taking charge to the back post, head into the area, almost a free header, I would say. Cardozo up here and came off the side of his face almost. And that's an opportunity to go begging. And so it's 0-0 still, 35th minute we are in. It's now with Glasgow, goes forward, looks for Ledgerwood. He is trying to get past number 13, can't do so. It's floored, but that's not a foul. It's looking, as Lafette is coming to bring it forward. I think your comment about the Cubans have awoken them. They're now very much more festive. And Cuba, a little bit more patient, finds a Cardozo. And he comes across, finds Hernandez. He's been really good. Cardozo this afternoon as well. He's been a stalwart in the defense all 2 matches. Comes forward, looking to find number 9, losing out there. And having to come to save the day there was Randy Hernandez. Still bubbling a bit the ball now to Joseph. He is bumped off of it, the referee says. Well, the assistant has indicated there's a throw-in coming the way of Cuba. So,
0-0.
Interesting.
36th minute.
Yes, interesting encounter. Would have the patrons, the Vincentian patrons, been expecting this at this point, Tion?
With a 7 goal in the last game, I'm pretty sure a lot of them anticipated by now we would have scored.
Yes, at least.
But
Galvez has
the
been
game
doing well.
isn't played that way.
Yes, for sure. He finds the number 13, looking to go forward. Now it's with the number 40. Is bumped up a bit by Spring. Spring finds Ledgerwood on the right-hand side. He tries to go inside. Falls now for Mackenzie, though. Cuba trying to go forward with Captain Rudias. Rudias has to the contend with. Tries to go across, and clear in danger there is Glasgow. Falls now for Ledgerwood. Ledgerwood to Stewart. St. Vincent having some difficulty almost to keep their composure and their compactness so far in the organization in the last 2 minutes or so, Tion, 2, 3, 5 minutes, so to speak. And they need to go back to that patient game that you spoke of. Now it's with Richards. Richards goes further left and finds Franklin. Franklin hammers one across the area, only as far as Lafette.
That decision, I don't understand it, because we didn't have anyone inside.
So equals to what we just said. Not as patient as they were in the last 30 minutes, the first 30 minutes. Last 5 or so minutes, we've seen a little bit of disorganization and then decisions not being the best. But, go ahead. All right, it's with Richards, takes a shot, had to be beaten down by Lafette, and this was an opportunity, and Richards has looked really, really good this evening by all estimation. That was an opportunity that he took from a long range, and Lafette had to come to the party to keep the goal line at 0-0, Mr. Gordon.
Until we decide that we believe in ourselves as a country and we have the potential, this is what we will see. For me, he's one of the better players, technically, but mentally he's yet to be where he should be. So hopefully, again, we could get him to transition to be the best version of himself.
We can have many discussions of the reasons for that, but this is not the forum. We're about football, lovely football, and we're trying to make our players better, and we're supporting them on this occasion. We're supporting the Cubans as well. We want to see a good game, but...
Last game was a good game as well.
Definitely, it was a lovely encounter on a Vincentian scale that is balanced heavily on the end of the gold, green, and blue. But it's Cuba trying to come out. They'll be pleased with their second game exploits so far. That was pounded downfield by Lafette, who's going to get the second ball to Captain Rudias. He actually finds the number 13, plays it through, looking for Mackenzie. He gets it finally, falls, tries to cut inside, and not got a good communication there. And again, another bit of messy work, sloppy work, I make it, and then offers up now Cuba an opportunity for another corner.
Yeah, I think playing the right back position is taking a toll on Glasgow at the moment. I think he needs to get accustomed to it and build on his confidence, because generally he usually walks well with the ball. I think tonight he's not showing that level that he generally has. Similarly, Ledgerwood came on the last game and did very well. I think tonight he's not at that particular level again.
Well, we've seen a change. Tito for the Cubans. Tito has been replaced. I'm not sure if he's injured or gassed, and looks like a number 11 came in. Let's see. And the second attempt collected there by Stowe. And he is now commanding movement forward. So the number 17 has come in Mendardo for Cuba. He's replaced Tito. Similar hairdo, and the numbers are almost similar in terms of the way they are structured. St. Vincent on the attack, goes forward, and Lafette looks like has a good pair of hands. He's been doing good work so far for Cuba, Tion.
I think coach will be pleased with his performance, because he's been a lot more aggressive than the last keeper. I think his starting position is a bit more aggressive. He's more off of the line than the last keeper that they had.
Right, but it's St. Vincent The Grenadines looking to break the ice here this evening with Stewart. Stewart on the right hand side goes forward. Let's see, does he crosses in? Good cross. And who's there? The man who's been there since Sunday. In the defensive structure for Cuba, Cardozo. He heads it over the bar, and the corner comes the way of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. So the patron, the follower, who predicted 4-0 for St. Vincent and the Grenadines is now predicting 4-1.
4-1.
So, changing tactically based on what we're seeing. So, former St. Vincent the Grenadines, national player.
Central midfielder.
Yes, was just in our picture there. I think his name, I can't bring his name, but we know him quite well. Corner comes into the area, good corner, and again doing really good work is Lafette for Cuba. He bowls it out and finds Caldes. Caldes into Mandaro. He goes inside, and still it goes further, that is, to, looks like Caldeso. Now to Mandeso. Mendezo turns and goes for the right. Good ball, looking for Hernandez, but putting it into touch with a sliding tackle there was Bergen, and really...
Well, one of the advantages we have with playing Bergen at that position is his athletic ability, because just a moment ago he was the one who was crossing the ball from centre back, making that overlap and getting up, again recovering and making using his speed to intercept that ball. So again, growing, building, let's see where it takes him.
And the assets you have to use, the athletic ability, the versatility, and in some cases, in this case, the determination that is there.
So again, Jacon Glasgow, generally a central midfielder, he's at right back. Courtney Franklin, he usually plays on the left wing. He's at left back today. Who else could we mention? Cornelius Stewart, usually the 9. He's in the 10 position at the moment. So we see the versatility of the different players and the level that they have.
Yes.
Congratulate the coaching staff on the effort and what they have been doing.
Wonderful, and we're going to continue to work on this. We need to keep them together for a longer period of time and play more football, and
and the sorts and the like. So here we go. It's with Cuba. Back heeled into the part of the number 11. And he goes across, finds a Galvez. Galvez to Captain Rudias. Rudias is going further. And this is to Mandozo. Mandozo attempting a cross, blocked down by Franklin. Back door to Mandozo. He finds Hernandez. Hernandez is looking to go across. This one into the hands of Stowe. And St. Vincent The Grenadines again trying to build out from the left. This one too much on it for Franklin. He attempted to get around it, and by the time he imagined where it was into touch.
I'm looking at the players and I'm looking at the body language and the hands. Is it
flying.
that? Yeah.
So they're back to where the Cubans were earlier in the first match, and this is how things change so quickly in sport.
Did they think it was going to be easy again?
Well, I hope they did not. We can't play sport like that. It's Cardozo who comes across, finds his number 2 in Randy Hernandez, and they have been sturdy this evening, definitely. And their lines have been broken on a few occasions, but they have been back to that mental state and structure when they need to. St. Vincent have done that for a good 30 minutes, but the last 7-10 minutes, there have been a bit of changes in terms of our ideas, of our mental structure. And the referee, Cleon Cully says, this one is not a good tackle there, Mr. Spring. And so a free kick coming the way of Cuba very late in this first half. If
we were to mention Spring, he hasn't been having his influence on the game thus far as we have seen. Similarly, we haven't seen Mr. Stewart doing a similar job as he did the last time. So kudos to Cuba and their approach to the game today.
Right, so we've seen a much more competitive encounter. The Cubans have come to the party in all aspects of the game, and this is now Hernandez going into the area, headed away by Bergen, only as far as Glasgow. Here on the deep on the right in the St. Vincent half. He plays it forward, trying to find Stewart, but taken down by Cuban. Number 13, he goes all the way back to his goalkeeper. He's out of the box and showing some versatility as well. Good control. Finds the number 2 in Hernandez again. He pumps downfield, and the fourth official indicates 1 minute of additional time would be added on here for this first period, which has flowed really well with movement of both teams into their respective opponents' half, and they've seen the goal scoring exploits and opportunities dry up as they work tirelessly to keep the other out. This is now with the number 5, that is Nigel Small, plays it forward, looking for Lex Anderson. He controls. He has a number 2 to contend with. Still Lex hammers across. Not much on it as much as he can, but again, in the right position was Lafetti. Franklin is indicating, I have 2. I'm here all alone.
and that's based on the adjustment by Olex.
All right, and this is now with Rudias. Rudias goes back to Caldezo. Is that Mandesa? Into Hernandez. Hernandez goes inside, finds Galvez, and at the moment he controlled the referee. Cleon Cully says that's it for the first period. 0-0. St. Vincent The Grenadines against Cuba. Sundays was 3-0 at this point. And you will give us your tactical and technical evaluation of this period, why there's such a difference in the scoreline.
I think tonight as well we have to commend the referees on their ability to maintain the calm and the flow in the game. I think they didn't make it about them. So congratulations to the referee. As it relates to Cuba, again, I would go over their tactical adjustment. From the last game, they tend to play short to medium range passes, trying to build from the back generally. But tonight, it's more vertical or direct play. They're dropping their midfielders short to create the spaces behind and then going in behind and then using that to be the second ball to play back in the midfield. Also, what they're trying to do is once they're in the midfield, they play shorter passes, pull Simmons to one side, create the overload on the opposite side. And from free kicks, they are trying to use the back post as much as possible. St. Vincent, on the other hand, much hasn't changed. Again, they're trying to play mid-block and then transition going forward. What has been different is the type of rotations they have been doing. So we've seen DL, we've seen Kenija dropping in varying positions, whether it's to split the centre backs or play between the wing backs to create an extra player, and the overload allowing them to rotate forward. However, when it gets to the wing backs, I don't think we are exploiting that as much as we can. Tonight we haven't been able to get around the Cubans on the outside. I think that's another difference between what has happened and in both games. In terms of personnel, standouts for me is the captain again from Cuba and their goalkeeper. For us, I think Najima and Nigel have started very well, and obviously, like you said, Speedy Gonzalez, Alex Anderson has shown his thing. We've created a lot less chances this game, so again, kudos to Cuba. Similarly, I don't think Justo has really had much to do except for that one opportunity where he spilled the ball from the cross. But again, for me, generally, it has been even in terms of possession. It was even in terms of chances. Not much to separate both teams. Lovely game so far. And let's see what coaches come up with for the second half.
Yes, for the neutrals, a really good encounter so far. I want to add Darian Cardozo to that group of individuals that are outstanding. So basically, from what Mr. Gordon has said, I think the coaches have earned their pay coming out from Sunday into today. Roxel John, Tion Gordon. We're going to take a very short break, and we will be back for the second half of the second friendly encounter of the series between St. Vincent and the Grenadines and Cuba, right here at the Arnesville Sporting Complex, St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
Yep.
Arriving paradise, flight Delta and touchdown in the untouched beauty St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Snow on the ground, swap it for sunshine. Head straight to St. Vincent and the Grenadines with Air Canada. From cold to the Caribbean, just like that. Island hopping, we got you. Caribbean Airlines connects you to St. Vincent and the Grenadines in true Caribbean style. One flight, endless memories. Face got you tired? It's time to slow it down. Jet in with JetBlue and soak up the vibes of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Relaxation starts the moment you land.
Hi, good day, my name is Taran. Welcome to Belmont Lookout. Behind me is the Mesopotamia Valley, also known as Mespo. This area is also known as one of the most cultivated areas in the Caribbean for the production of crops, including vegetable fruits and spices, and it also has the title of the breadbasket of St. Vincent. It was also developed as a key area for cultivation. This area was also known as a hub for the runaway slave after the abolishment of slavery. Happy 46th Independence, St. Vincent and the Grenadines for the management and staff at VCG TV.
Planning your next vacation? Let's make it unforgettable. Fly Virgin Atlantic straight from London to the lush, beautiful St. Vincent and the Grenadines. 32 islands, one paradise. We'll see you soon.
Well, we are back here at the Honors Sporting Complex where we're going to bring you the second period of this encounter, the second match in the series between St. Vincent and the Grenadines and Cuba 0-0. So far, we've seen some even play. The expectations I know were high, but tactical changes and better structure in albeit by the Cubans for sure. And St. Vincent Grenadines have to work a little harder in that first period. We're going to see what the coaches have decided, what changes they've made, what discussions they may have had to see which of the two can break the ice this evening and probably come away with a win, Tion.
Yes, and we could see that there has been a personal change in terms of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Garrett Ledgerwood is out and Stephen Pear is in.
All right, so far that's the only change we could make out from our vantage point. We are going to try. Well, the game has started. So it's Galvez. He pumps forward, looking to send Captain Rudias on the run. But again, this is now coming down on the left. It's Alex Anderson into the box, gets away from, good ball into the area. Handball being appealed for, there's appeal for that, and not given by Captain, I make it, Cleon Cully. He's in charge this evening. And so a throw comes the way of St. Vincent. Down the left again, it's with Anderson. Anderson has the number 2 to contend with. Doesn't get past him. This time called 0, finds Mendardo, he is pumping upfield, looking for Dariel, falls now for Captain Rudias. Rudias finds Dariel eventually into the number 14. What does he do? Plays it across. It's with Mackenzie. Does Mackenzie get onto it? Justo shields it out of touch. And again, just similar to what we saw in the first half. They start just like this, Tion.
Yes, back and forth immediately. In terms of adjustment, I think Cuba has set up in the same general formation. Again, they're in a mid-block, not pressing as high.
All right, so St. Vincent The Grenadines coming forward, but dispossessed there. Bishon Willis finds the captain, is it? Yes, he is being brought down. The referee says not in my book at this point. Dale Spring is arguing, I got all ball, but that does not seem to be the perception of the referee this evening, Cleon Cully. And so free kick in a dangerous position here for Cuba early in this second period.
We haven't seen them from this type of range thus far. Most of the kicks that they've taken have been on the side in the first game, just on the edge of the 18-yard box, whether it's the left or the right. It's directly in front this time. Based on what we've seen, I think the captain is the favorite to kick this one.
Well, he has number 14 with him. That is Rogelio Hernandez. And there's Galvez there as well. Number 13 has left the party, Rodney Fernandez.
I think that wall leaves a bit to desire. If that ball is kicked with a left foot, it can easily sneak into. I don't think we have that post covered at the moment.
Okay, let's see. Here we go. It's taken by Rudias! Off the crossbar! And played! Let's see what happened. Oh, that was you called it correctly. Oh my word, that could have gone anywhere. And Cuba had their best opportunity to score. And St. Vincent lives to fight another day, Tion.
Definitely. As I said, that with a left foot, that entire space was open.
Yes, you could have seen us a good probably a meter or so on the outside of the wall into the far post, and that is what should have been covered. It wasn't. The opportunity was taken, and off of the upright, and St. Vincent being saved there by the upright, the best friend of the goalkeeper.
What was interesting is the second ball. I was surprised that the player did not score it, and it gave Joshua an opportunity to recover.
Well, that's again very much not what the Cubans would have wanted. They would have really liked that second ball to be hammered away in close proximity where he was. And St. Vincent The Grenadines soaking up some pressure here once again in this second period. Let's look at it there. Off of the crossbar.
Yeah, and this one definitely should have been back of the net, but the keeper saved it.
Well, he went right back to the keeper, right back to the far post, and there was an argument whether the ball had gone over the line or not.
Looked like a possible offside as well, but we can't tell unless we got another replay.
All right, so here we go. Corner coming the way of Cuba with Captain Rudias. He hammers it in the area. Again, a free header, I make it. And St. Vincent The Grenadines clearing the danger. Into touch it goes. Cuba are in command in this second period. So far, 4 minutes, and they've been raiding the area. They've had some opportunities, and they are still trying to build by going forward. Comes all the way back though, starting with Lafette. Lafette goes and to number 18. This is Hernandez, Roberto Hernandez. He decides to relax and brings it back to Lafette. Lafette to the number 2. This is Randy Hernandez. They probably are very much into the family reign here. Ball forward, looking for the number 13. Chips it into, attempted to chip, comes off of the defender, the heel of the defender, and now DL Spring looks and goes across to Courtney Franklin on the left-hand side. Brian Spring, he's under some pressure. And he's losing it out there almost, but gets it back from Franklin, having to work hard. Vincentian's there. Spring is on the floor, but Mandeoso goes forward. Captain Rudias is taken down around about the same area, and the Vincentians are frustrated. They are losing a bit of their composure. And
Cubans seem to be enjoying this a lot at this moment.
Well, something we spoke of, the nature, the type and style, which we didn't see much of, Tion. I don't think we didn't see as much of this in the first game, but they are definitely here for the battle this evening, and the Vincentians are having to soak up some pressure in the second period.
As we said earlier, the game is a lot more aggressive this time, a lot of pushing and tugging and so forth. Let's see who gets the upper hand in this particular battle. Again, I don't think that foul was necessary there by Courtney Franklin. Player was going nowhere. I think St. Vincent had it covered. Now we're giving them another goal scoring opportunity.
Well, they got very close to that just a few minutes ago, and this is again an opportunity. Galvez is there. He's been the man who's really been marshalling the troops in the middle along with his captain Rudius. They are both standing over it, and from our vantage point, we really can't see if the wall is better positioned. It looks like
better position this time.
Right. So let's see. Stowe is in the middle of the goal he's protecting. This one went through the wall almost and into the arms of Stowe, who moved neatly across. This time he bowls it out, looking for Franklin. Not a good one. And only taken away by, again, the number 18 in Roberto Hernandez. Hernandez finds Galvez. Galvez finds his captain, Rudius. They seem to, as I do believe that you're correct, they're enjoying this battle. They're enjoying the contest this evening. This is Hernandez. I believe they're brothers. The number 2 and the number 18. There must be some familiarity. The hairstyles are almost the same, the stature the same, and it looks quite...
Actually have 3 Hernandez on the team.
Well, the number 2 in Randy and the number 18, we're talking about Roberto. I believe they must have some family structure. Here is the number 4. He pushes upfield and looks for Rudius, who heads it, I think, inadvertently forward, but picked up by Galvez into Hernandez. Hernandez finds that Rudius. Good ball moving here by Cuba. It goes wide for Galvez. Galvez into the area, looking but defending well there. Is Bergen, and he pushes downfield. Only as far as Mandero, though, who takes a shot, is it? Or was it a cross? Looks like a cross eventually. And number 14 is trying to keep it in touch for Cuba, and doesn't achieve that. Stephen Pear on the ball probably for the first time since he came in. Gives it away. And number 22, let's see, still Pear finds and brings it back, and he is infringed as he attempted to go forward. Physios are called as still on the floor. Looks like number 2 for Cuba since that tackle Randy Hernandez, and issued a card. And number 14, is it? For Cuba, as the Vincentians attempted to go forward.
In terms of control, I think the game is a lot more back and forth. I don't think this suits what we are trying to do. I think we need to get back to a place of patience. I think Cuba has gotten us to start playing a lot more erratic, which is not what we've been doing. And hopefully we could get to settle again and to relax. In terms of the midfield structure, DL and Kenija are managing the space as well as they call it at the moment. Similarly, everyone else is rushing to play the ball. So we've lost control of what we're trying to do at the moment. And on screen we could see the injury to the Cuban player.
Yes, Hernandez.
Yeah.
Roberto, so he's getting some attention now at the moment, brought back to his feet, and didn't see much in that, to be quite honest.
I could see him, his hands weren't able to respond to cushion the blow, so maybe he hit his head.
Yes, and he's actually holding the back of the head or shoulder area as he walks away at this point. So what Cuba will be making a substitution. We see how that goes. Doesn't look at this point that they are. And the free kick taken by St. Vincent The Grenadines. Joseph comes across all the way to the left, from the right to Franklin. Franklin is giving it away. Into touch it goes. Errors start to mount.
Is it mental?
It could be. It's now challenging. It's even more challenging, and so we have to dig a little deeper to make the right decisions. But Cuba moving forward with Hernandez. He goes across into the number 13, looking for the number 22. I believe he was brought on, Figueiredo. Yes, Figueiredo, he was one of the substitutions made by Cuba, so he is running up on that left-hand side. But on the left now, on the way out is St. Vincent The Grenadines. This one is with Alex Anderson. Anderson using all the space and time. Still Anderson, just around the edge of the 18-yard box. Hernandez comes to the rescue, and Cuba has conceded a throw-in. Very, very deep into
Corner.
Is it a corner? Okay, so it went the opposite side of the flag from our vantage point. So 0-0, 57 minutes on the clock. St. Vincent and Grenadines 0, Cuba 0, in what has been a much more even and balanced contest this evening. And we are still waiting for the ice to be broken in terms of goal scorers scoring. It's now with Bishon Richards who's going to take this corner. Some jostling in the area, and going to the ground was DL Spring, and the referee made nothing out of it, as that one just slid across the and make it just around the penalty spot and into touch Dion.
Yeah, I think the cross was a little overhit, but in terms of movement in the box, the movement was good, just that it was slightly overcooked.
Right, Lafette. It's been really good for Cuba between the uprights this evening. It's stopped a few and it's commanded his space. He boots that one forward, but it's now with St. Vincent Grenadines on the right hand side with Stephen Pay. He cuts inside and he goes across to the left. Much too much on that one, and it's going to be a turnover, in this case, throw-in for Cuba.
Seem to be getting a little sprinkle at the moment,
yes,
in terms of rain.
It looks like that earlier. It's cooler, starting to get into the Christmas vibes almost at Tian. And
have you gotten your sorrel?
My sorrel, I haven't yet. And for those of you who do not know what that is, it's one of the most, the drinks that's traditional. Is it a fruit, Tian? Is it a fruit or a flower?
I will say a flower.
Okay, it's a flower. Okay.
The flower can be considered a fruit.
Yes, one of those delicacies we have in St. Vincent the Grenadines, and across the Caribbean as well, and more so at Christmas time. And it's getting ready for that period. It's cooling down. It's been a tremendously hot summer here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and I guess across the Caribbean region as well. And so we are just about cooling down now. We can probably almost sleep without the fans, finally.
I'm not sure about that, but...
That's what happens there. Hernandez going to bring this one in, and a low strike into the area, so to speak, and falls now for the number 13. He comes all the way back to Lafette, the goalkeeper for Cuba, all black this evening. And he is looking for movement and plays it forward, can't get past. That looks like a Jacon Glasgow, and into touch it goes once more. Not a lot of construction that we've seen in the first 20, 25 minutes, 30 minutes of the encounter. It's been really a serious battle as the St. Vincent Grenadines pulls forward now with it, Joseph. He finds Stewart across to Glasgow back to Stewart on the right hand side, plays it back and finds Nigel Charles. Charles goes across now to the left into Bergen is looking for movement, plays one that's short, and who is coming in there is Mendardo to put it into touch, and yet another substitution coming as there's a break in play at this moment. So the number 14 goes out for Cuba. That's Rogelio Hernandez, and he's being replaced by the number 16, who is Ray Cordero. I believe he may have started in the first encounter. So this is Alexander.
Versus three.
Oh yes, he has 3, and is gonna get a corner for all of his efforts. He ran past all 3, and just that late recovery enabled Cuba to quail that attack once more, Tian.
In terms of trying to get control, I've recognized that Mr. Stewart is now trying to drop a little bit more deeper to get a more passing and slowing the game down. But what it does is when we transition as quickly as that, we don't have the numbers. in the middle.
Corner comes in, good corner in the back post. Joseph was coming in and attempted to head it down as you are technically told to do. I don't think he got the contact he wanted there, Tion.
Definitely, and I think it was a free header actually. And once he connected, it was him and the goal only.
Yes, you can see Lafetti was sporing across. Look at it, yes. He was beaten by with all ends up. That one would have been in the back of the net, but St. Vincent Grenadines now coming forward. Again, Cornelius Stewart this time, but a bit more advanced than he has been in the last few minutes. And trying to push that one forward again. Into touch it goes. St. Vincent Grenadines on the left-hand side with Spring. Spring looks to go back. He's dispossessed. Finds Captain Rudius. This is Cuba moving forward. Still Cuba. Rudius is not being allowed to go forward. And St. Vincent Grenadines is equal to the task now. It's with that's Pair. He has two to contend with. Loses out now to Cordero. Cordero finds Rudius. Rudius goes, not a good one. Not enough on it. Can't get past Bergen. And St. Vincent Grenadines building out from the back once more with Nigel Small. Goes over to the right. Finds Jaquan Glasgow. Glasgow into Pair. Pair is going back to Glasgow. And a little bit more patience coming in. And Stewart, as we said, it went a little further back. Still is Stewart and Glasgow. And trying to control the passes. Stewart gets it back. Good movement again. Richards to Glasgow. Glasgow goes back to Nigel Small. So the patient build-up starting to flow once more for St. Vincent. And an infringement taken quickly. And here we go. It's now with that's Joseph. Joseph goes across. He finds Bergen. Bergen looking to go forward. He is into Franklin. Franklin brings it back to Stewart. Good movement again. This is what we wanted to see, but that last pass did not materialize. Coming away with it is Mendaro. Mendaro, he is giving it away. Cuba not doing well there. St. Vincent Grenadines pulling it forward, and it's with that is Franklin who attempted to advance and could not make it possible at that time. So, St. Vincent the Grenadines 0, Cuba 0, 63 minutes gone. We have photographer Akeem Rife here, and he is snapping all sorts of stuff. I don't know what's happening, but we appreciate your assistance and your publicity as we continue to do human service here at the Arnesville playing field, Arnesville Sporting Complex. This is an encounter between St. Vincent and Cuba, the second of a friendly series of matches, and the most taken away. Number 9, he's on his hunches. What does he do? Can he get this? Oh no, he can't get past Nigel Charles, who recovered really well, but he was in a good position, still bubbling about there, the ball, and finally taken up by Stephen Pair. He brings it and finds Bishop Richards on the left, on the right, trying to get that into the path of Spring. He gets it inadvertently after, and going to the ground is Spring, but the assistant is indicating a throw-in for Cuba. Not much doing there, says Cully.
That's quite interesting. Again, Cuba trying to be a bit more physical, and it is working at the moment. Again, with Cornelius Stewart coming short to receive and play, it opens us up for a bit more transition once he is dispossessed, and that's what we saw in the opportunity that was created a while ago. I thought in terms of the positioning of the team, we weren't quite balanced in our rest defense, hence the reason for that attack by Cuba.
Well, it's Cuba again. A shot taken one time by Galvez. He's been good, and that was a good opportunity to get a store off guard, but it went over the crossbar. We've seen some of those today, Tion, at a lower level. Yes, an opportunity going on back in again by Cuba. They can, and they really have put on a different show this evening, and they've had the Vincentians flustered so far in the second period.
I would like to believe so, but however, I think most of this half has been played in the Cuban defensive third. Generally, I think this is the first time they've been in the attacking third and creating passes.
So it's Mandero to Hernandez, and then this crosses coming to the rescue is Small again on the near post, hammered downfield only as far as Rudias. Does he line up one? He does, but that goes into his family and friends across the stand where they are, and not one on target, not the target he would want to hit. Tian.
And structurally I think we've lost our shape a bit in the defensive area. Courtney seems to be all alone a lot.
Well, it's now with Olex Anderson trying to go forward. This was by Galvez, who seemed to be a really neat player when he gets onto it, and a good tackle there by Joseph, and he gives it to Jaquan Glasgow. Glasgow into Pear. Pear is just a bit too much on that second touch, and allowing the number 13 for Cuba to recover and put it into touch. Rondi Fernandez, another corner, is it? Coming the way of St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
I think this would be an in-swinger, most likely taken by Courtney Franklin. The body language at the moment for the Vincentian players seem to be a bit tired, a lot of hands on hip. But this change here is quite interesting. I thought this had been one of the best players for Cuba, number 6. Galvez.
Yes.
Yeah. So let's see what the coach has in mind. At this point in the last game, I thought Coach Hendrickson would have made several changes, but I guess because of the state of the match, it's not the same for him this time.
All right, so it's Courtney Franklin is just about to get ready as another substitution came the way of Q. I believe the number 20 just came in, and that is Saraxent. And this one just coming off of the upright and out of touch it goes, or into touch, let's get that right. Another goal kick for Cuba, taken quickly, and it's with Cordero. Cordero finds Hernandez. Hernandez goes forward to his captain Rudias. Rudias back to Hernandez. He's come a little further deeper as well, Rudias, as this one goes forward. He picks up the loose ball, and the referee indicates that this time it's against him, and looks as if he's going to receive a card. Yes, he is cautioned for that challenge. I believe the hand to the face.
I believe this was an elbow.
Okay,
yeah,
right.
I believe it was an elbow. Probably inadvertently, but in trying to protect the ball, he hit the player in the head.
So let's see who's it. Does it
it's
look
Bergen.
Bergen, right, the number 2. And he's going to get some attention at this point. And St. Vincent Grenadines 0, Cuba 0, in what has been a physically draining battle for both teams, and it's been very much even. Disruption of styles in some instances, and tactical play and tactical structure. They have had to do many adjustments as the game transpired, and so far the goalkeepers in most instances have been up to the asking. Tion.
Has it been the goalkeepers up to the asking, or the quality of the finishing has been as that? Okay.
Well, and we could put half a dozen on one, 6 of the other. But what has come their way, they have commanded in most cases, and in some cases, yes, the finishing where.
And I guess they're doing their job.
Yeah, left much to be desired in some cases where they will not ask questions when they should have been asked questions.
Yeah.
Right, so
it's quite close at the moment. It's quite close. I think this is the period where we're gonna see a lot more errors because of the intensity of the game. I'm not sure both teams are as fit as they are to be for this particular encounter. And there's a substitution. I think it's DL Spring coming out.
For Tariq Small.
Tariq Small.
Interesting move. Interesting move here by Coach Hendrickson. Tariq Small, tell us a little bit about him. What should we expect?
Central midfielder, similar in terms of style as DL Spring. He's very athletic.
Right, as for those of you in the diaspora who have not seen him in the local league and or maybe following him, we've seen him quite few. There's a good ball in, but we've just spoken about the goalkeepers in good position there, Lafetti, although he bubbled it and was not in control at the end, but he did make the stop. This is, it looks like the number 22 for Cuba moving forward there, but he cannot get past the defender. And there's a request for the doctor.
That was a nasty play.
Oh, what?
Because it doesn't seem that way, but it's a professional foul. It's when you know you can't win possession, but you place your body in a position to. There you could see it.
Yes.
Yeah. And
yes.
Again, Jikon was unable to get his hand down as quickly as he ought to. Yeah, hitting his head.
Well, he wasn't getting the ball, and he was trying to impede the defender. And there he goes. Not able to break the fall, as we would say, as best as we could. And it's really difficult to now asking questions of the mental state here now, as much as the physical state, as we alluded to earlier. And so still up for grabs, this encounter. 71 minutes going on our clock. Through taken and into the area, headed away. Is it gonna go? Not another opportunity coming with Cuba, but not a good contact there. Into the arms of Stowe. And St. Vincent the Grenadines is making a launch again down the left into Olex Anderson. Olex Anderson is being infringed by Cordero, and so St. Vincent earns another free kick.
And this will be Tariq's small first game. This is actually his first game.
National colours.
National colours.
Good. So making his debut this evening for St. Vincent and the Grenadines. For Vincy Heat, Tariq Small, and an individual we said we saw some of in the local leagues. And let's see whether he can step right up to the plate right now in what is a very intense and physically draining encounter so far. Here we go. It's Courtney Franklin taking the free kick. Far post. Lafetti comes. I think he disturbed the opportunity of heading there by Nigel Charles. Falls. Stolen away. Really good by Hernandez. Into Rudias. Rudias finds the number 20. And he moves over to Mandaro. Mandaro looking for Rudias. He heads it back to the number 20, who's been running forward really neatly so far. Just as Galvez would have done, because it seems like he replaced Galvez from my vantage point. Tion.
Yeah, we're not dealing with the transition as well as we are to. In terms of starting positions of a lot of the players, they are generally running back, which is not a good idea. They should be facing the ball and being able to intercept.
Well, being asked questions, and so far they've answered probably not in the best technical manner that Mr. Gordon and the staff were like, but it's still 0-0. As they're taken there by number 16, far post, headed away. It looks again like this time Tariq Small falls now for Stephen Pear, who couldn't keep it in the possession. And so Lafetti controls just outside the D. As he pushes it over to Cordero. He seemed to be enjoying his game this evening. To Hernandez, back to Lafetti. Lafetti is controlling. He looks as if he's quite a versatile individual, but arms and legs finds Hernandez. Hernandez pushes forward, looking for the number 20, headed away by Bergen, and falls now for Stewart. Stewart finds Anderson. Anderson takes it. 1 goal to 0! You can't let that happen in that area. Cuba made a mistake, and again connecting there with the stalwarts, Cornelius Stewart and eventually Olex Anderson. He got this one right. St. Vincent 1, Cuba 0.
Definitely. What we would have seen again is where Carney is now playing more as a 10, going to search for the ball, allowing Alex to be the 9. and him being in that position, receiving that ball, we all know what was coming.
Yes.
He's definitely going to go directly to goal. He's going to move it as quickly as possible, let the defenders think, and his placement was impeccable,
Yes, that
giving
was well
the keeper
taken.
no chance whatsoever.
Beautiful, beautiful football there by St. Vincent. And you spoke on Sunday about the finishing and the quality of the finishing. When it's done like this, as we see here, it's impeccable, as you said.
I thought from a Cuban perspective, how could you not apply pressure there?
Yes, you must, because he's direct. He's coming direct.
And they know who he is. For the entire game, they've been doubling and tripling him up, and in front of the goal, no one tried to pressure or at least try to win the ball.
Must have. So it's now with number 20, it's Saracent. Let's get that right. Let's hope we get that right. Saracent. And it falls now for Hernandez. Hernandez goes inside, finds a number 16 who came in. That's Cordero. Cordero to the number 22 in Figueiredo. Figueiredo looking to push that forward. And let's see how the Cuban respond. With 15 minutes remaining, they are 1 goal down, and the Vincentians now have broken the ice. Both teams would have different body languages and possibly what they need to do from here in terms of making sure that either you win or you keep the ascendancy in terms of the Vincentians. This is a good ball over to Stephen Pear. He's looking to cross. He does so. Goal! Is it no? Just off the line. Tariq Small almost had a beautiful start to his international career, but off of the line there, Cuba saving the day. It was really a really good attempt by Small, Tion.
Because the play developed from him.
Yes.
The pass, the outside foot pass from the midfield, breaking the line, and then connecting again with Steven.
Here we go. Gordon looks as if he really wanted that to happen for the young man. That's,
Definitely.
Yes, here we go. It's Lafette. He comes across with it. The goalkeeper for Cuba. He's been well. He's been really good, and it took a really good shot to beat him tonight. And he must be pleased with that. That it had to be something exceptional, as we saw.
It's number 22 again, doing much of the same as what he did on the other side.
Figueiredo. So it's a short figure and gets under the player while he, on this occasion while he elevated. And so Siobhan Clark is going to have some more work to do. So Tion.
But I think he's good. He seems to be okay.
Right. So an encounter that I don't feel the Patriots were expecting this evening, nor the Vincentian team. What do you think?
I honestly think that the general public expected a performance like this from Cuba. I think we were all surprised as to their performance. What St. Vincent was able to do in terms of scoring, that for me was exceptional. However, the performance with Cuba, it was surprising. But generally, I think we have been managing the game well. However, we are still rushing it a little bit too much, and we're making a lot of unforced errors. Just as I spoke, there is another one.
Well, they're trying to recover from that as Joseph brings it back to Bergen. Bergen goes across to Franklin. Franklin lays it through, and he finds Alex Anderson back to Stewart. Stewart, a good cross. A bit too much as it was intended for the on-running Stephen Pear. Wasn't enough to get onto it, but the movement again was good.
We're at our best when we're able to go around the teams, and that's when we create most danger. And as you could see, as the second half has progressed, that's what has been happening. Hence, we've looked as comfortable and as dangerous in the attack.
So that one is Pear losing out though. He is a Figueiredo, and it falls to number 16, and now number 19 for Cuba as they move forward. Still going forward. In number 19, still forward, finds Captain Rudias. Rudias goes wide. Is that number Mandero? He gives it away. And St. Vincent is coming out of it on the left-hand side with Franklin. Franklin goes back and finds that looks like Olex Anderson, very deep, back to Bergen, back now to Anderson. Anderson deep on the left-hand side in their own half. St. Vincent Grenadines trying to push out. Franklin pushes it forward and looking to find that is Stewart, who's brought to the ground.
That's the control we're looking for. Patience and building out with confidence. Before we were rushing it, a lot less control, hence the game was a lot more chaotic. We seem to be learning from that process now.
Well, learning and developing as we go. We need to do this and try to get into spaces where we can continue to take pressure. This is
No one inside.
Yes, trying to go in. All was just red shirts. And taken is Joseph to Stewart, given away. St. Vincent Grenadines, they have lost it out. It's Blanco moving forward, and he is dispossessed. Joseph picks it up and goes inside, finds Nigel Charles, who had to run back a touch. Goes over now to Franklin. Franklin on the left, cuts inside and finds that is Tariq Small, is it? Yes, Small to
Connie.
Stewart over to Pear. Pear has space, he has time. He's trying to get around in number 30. A lot of footwork and he gets into the box and pressures into getting a corner.
Seems to be tired.
Yes.
Too much dancing there for him.
Well, I tell you, and he dances a lot in a lot of the videos, so he should be a fit man. But on this occasion, he had to do a lot of work to come and recover.
And if we're honest, the last 4 attacks have been on that side, so
definitely.
He needs to work on his fitness some more.
Well, he's just coming back, I believe, after a period of injury and also some muscle building work from following what's happening with him. So yeah, it's now with Franklin. How is inside? Oh, that came off really good and had to be parried away by goalkeeper Figueredo. And still St. Vincent, Bishon Richards on this occasion. Another corner. And 2 really good attacks by St. Vincent, and that one was hammered well by Franklin.
Definitely. I'm still hoping that the quality of the finishing could improve again. It's been on target, which is normal. Generally, it goes over the top. So that's an improvement for us.
Well, always trying to look for the small positives.
Yeah.
This is a huge one. It's not
definitely.
small at all. And on the floor, it looks like, is it Olex? No, it's number 2. Right, Stephen Pear. Finding it difficult there. Probably struck in the area that's very uncomfortable. Not a good touch again by the man who's really kept the scoreline smaller than it could have been in Lafette for Cuba. We see in the pictures just now, President of the West Indies Cricket Board, Dr. Kishore Shallow.
Yeah, we have a good following tonight.
Yes, for sure. Dr. Shallow played a little bit of football in your time at grammar school. not sure how good he was, but guess what?
Definitely, yes. He was a cricket star.
Yes, for sure. One of them. One of a really good crew. Is now with Bishon Richards. Plays it across. Hammered away again. Fisted away by Lafette. Over at Franklin. What does it do? It takes one.
Corner
this
again.
one is a corner.
Yes, it is.
Oh, it deflected.
Yeah,
All right. And Cuba now soaking up the pressure that they, for a period of time, would have exerted on St. Vincent. And they have now not been able to get it out of their half. A good, 5, 6, 7 minutes that St. Vincent have been parading down in the business end of the Cuban half. And it's with Franklin again. A good corner. There's a header miscommunication.
Yes, definitely.
Yes.
I think Nigel was the better suited one to receive that.
Coming on to him as opposed to having to elevate a little bit more there, Olex. And so St. Vincent looking again back into the splurge. It's Figueredo. Does he pull it in? Yes. No, actually, that's not Figueredo. That's Mandero having a little tussle with Courtney Franklin. But all is well that ends well. Number 2 with it is Randy Hernandez going up on the left, trying to go forward to the number 16. Falls now for the number 20. They've made a few changes. It's Saracent chips it forward, but not into the part where they would have liked. It's now falls for the number 13. And he is getting past the defender. Does he get a pass? Stephen Pear doesn't. Pear controls, finds Nigel Charles, and I don't think that was the intention, but he cleared it.
It was under some pressure there.
Yes.
Seems like we have some families out, mother and daughter, enjoying the game.
Yes, and they're smiling as well. Yes. Sports enthusiasts. I can't remember the name, but they're always around sports in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. It's lovely to see that we are supporting the lads here this evening.
I see Coach Hendrickson is making a similar type change that he did in the last time, replacing Stewart with Stewart and Anderson with Solomon.
Right, just about 5 minutes remaining on our clock unofficially, and then there may be additional time for stoppages. We've had a few based on the injuries and the little head knocks that we may have had, and the attention had to be given. So this is Cuba though trying to find an equalizer. The head go up, well taken there by Stewart, by Stowe, not Stewart. And goalkeeper Stowe, and he bowls it out into the part of Bergen. Bergen finds it, that looks like a small into Franklin, but his pass to Solomon was not good.
Good tackle there by Small.
Yes, Small again coming in there really decisively, and getting a card now there for his reaction. I make it is Kelvin Sarensen, and. Almost having a physical battle. It's very much charged out there. They are.
Very charged.
Very, very highly charged.
And the fact that they're not speaking the same language would be interesting.
I don't know what we wouldn't go into that a little too much more, because a lot of stuff can be said and you're not understanding what's happening. This is with the number 7. He is Richards, finds that's Charles to Bergen to Franklin looking to go forward to Malcolm Stewart. He possesses well, and as see who gets the favor. The favor of the throw goes to Cuba. So it's Hernandez, number 2 on his back. He is making an adjustment to his guards as he waits for the right time. He does so now, and finds it looks like a number 15, but it does not possess it properly. And so Small, is it? No, it's Bishon Richards. He goes forward, looking for Solomon. Solomon does well, goes across, finds Malcolm Stewart. Is he gonna cut inside? He does so. Goes across now to the right, and only as far as number 3 for Cuba Do, and he attempts to push forward. Falls now for the number 16. 16 is going across. This is Cuba, and he is deciding to come back to the left side of attack with number 2 Hernandez. Hernandez finds the number 3 in Gutierrez. Gutierrez goes forward, falls with the number 30. Just looks as if he was size number shot. This time he does, and that one was blocked by the face.
No, the chest.
No, the chest. Right? Okay. Looks, yes, must be. The face might have been on the ground because he was well struck. And, Stephen Pear, trying to get past Gutierrez. He goes back to Glasgow. Glasgow to Small. Small pushes downfield, trying to release some pressure. And Cuba battling away. Only now falls for Solomon. But the referee, Cleon Cully, says that was an infringement against St. Vincent. Another substitution comes the way of the Vincentians, as it looks like Bishon Richards is going to be taken out. And the assessment of mic by my co-commentator this evening is quite interesting. But St. Vincent the Grenadines and Cuba battling out a really intense, physically charged encounter this evening. Something that we expected from the beginning of the series.
Definitely.
So
could have been jet lag.
I believe so. So coming in there is Delano Benjamin. He is finding his wits about him very early and puts that one into touch. And Cuba probably after having some really good Vincentian food and hospitality.
Nice breeze.
Yes. And they recovered and decided that tonight is going to be one of those nights where you're going to have to beat me by beating me very, very much to the ground. And this one is with Hernandez. Hernandez goes forward, looks for the number 20. He cuts inside, still in number 20, brings it back, but cannot get past Benjamin, who's almost pulled to the ground. Great ball, good outlet into Steven. Pair brings it back, looks for Small. Small is controlling, goes across, finds his goalkeeper in Stowe. Stowe finds Bergen. Bergen turns and opens up and pumps one down. Looks on Malcolm Stewart, but head away. Picking up the loose ball there is Franklin. And he is pulled to the ground by the number 16, Ray Cordero. And this is turning out to be almost a physical battle as
a lot of stop start in the second half.
Definitely. So the crowd must be happy to see what's transpired. It's been an even contest. It's been a challenging contest for both units, and St. Vincent The Grenadines leading 1-0 by a superbly taken shot by their captain in Alex Anderson. So petering off, just about didn't get the fourth official's signal, but we're into the second minute of additional time. 90 minutes have elapsed as Charles brings it across into that is Stowe. Stowe again, normal outlet in Bergen. Bergen is pushing it forward, not enough on that one, but stealing it there, still Franklin. He finds Malcolm Stewart. This is on the left-hand side, back to Bergen, deep in the half of Vincentian. He hammers downfield, and into touch it goes, and another throw for Cuba.
Still seems a little nervy from St. Vincent. Should be able to manage these last couple of minutes. However, they've not been giving up any chance. Cuba has yet to get into the Vincentian half comfortably.
Right, trying to go. Oh, nice movement there. Some fancy players. This one goes forward into Blanco. Blanco is looking to get past Bergen. Doesn't do so. He's arguing with the assistant. It's Blanco. And this time running into the Tito. I know, Tito has been off.
The Cubans for sure tonight, their intention is no quick transition. So even if they have to foul, they're gonna do it. They're gonna do it.
Making sure it's stopped.
They're enjoying this stop start.
Well, they've been able to reduce the deficit that they've had on Wednesday, so that's definitely a plus. And it falls now for Joseph. He on forward, looking for a pair, but head away. Falls back now to Joseph. Joseph is trying to get past Blanco. Doesn't, and through comes the way of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Management of the period now, as you said, Theon, it's important, and they're attempting to do so from the back as it falls now for Bergen. He pushes downfield, looking for Solomon, sorry, and is not getting onto that one. A little bit too much on it. Lafetti is going to pull.
I think the referee blew for a foul there.
Okay, and we go forward. It's with Hernandez. Not much is going to be left, I believe.
We're into the 4th minute.
All right, probably about 5 or 6 minutes of additional time were allotted. Benjamin turns and goes across, finds Franklin. Franklin cuts back inside. Still Franklin, who finds Benjamin. Benjamin goes into Malcolm Stewart. Stewart is trying to cross, good cross. Lafetti came, thought he could have done a little better with that, and it goes though to the number 8. He pushes forward, looking for Blanco. Blanco is not getting past Nigel Charles, and really strong.
And that's it.
Right, so we have had the final whistle here in this second encounter between St. Vincent and the Grenadines in Cuba. A friendly series that started on Sunday with a score line of 7-0, ended today 1-0 St. Vincent The Grenadines from a superbly taken strike from Captain Olex Anderson, and pleasing encounter, I believe, for the neutral Tion.
Most definitely. I think this is what a lot of Vincentians would have expected from a Cuban team. A lot more physical from them. Maybe your suggestion on their flight here and the jet lag. I think they had a lot more composure. They had a definite plan mentally. They seemed to be a bit more composed. But one of the strategies that I would have also recognized, as I mentioned, was in transition, they're not allowing St. Vincent to connect more than 3 passes. They're fouling as early as possible, not to allow it. I think they also use the physical element of the game a lot more in this particular time. From a tactical perspective, a lot more compact in the central area. They didn't move up the field to apply the pressure as much, which allowed them to transition well in the first half. Coach definitely did his homework and came with a definite game plan. Was much improved performance there by Cuba. What I also recognize is that because of this performance, it was a lot more physically telling for our players, because if you look at them now, you could see they're not the same as the last game. I must commend the defensive work from our teams. We played 2 games and did not concede any goals. 2 different back fours. So congratulations to them on that, and the goalkeepers as well. Coach Hendrickson must be having a headache at the moment, in the sense of when we do have our official games, who is he gonna call on? And this is a good problem to have, definitely, because even if we look at the players that are here, majority of them are U21 players, U23 players, U21 players. So it must bode well for what we're doing here in St. Vincent and the progress that the coaching staff is doing and trying to get at the moment. A lot of debutants again. Congratulations to Cuba. It's a pleasure. I hope we could make this, I don't know, yearly. Maybe we could exchange, I don't know, junior teams, because their under-20 team is currently in the World Cup. Right. That's another opportunity for us. So I don't know.
All right. Thank you very much there, Mr. Gordon. And just before we go over to Crystal for someone, she has someone with her for an interview. We just saw Coach Hendrickson having a really, really good word with Nigel Charles, probably reiterating the importance of him doing the right things like he did tonight more often than not. So let's hand over to Crystal, Roxel John, and Tion Gordon.
Thanks
we had a pleasure bringing you live coverage.
Are you invited?
Testing. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you so much for watching. It has come to the end of tonight's really exciting match between Cuba and St. Vincent and the Grenadines, with SVG resulting in the So a semi-professional league is set to begin sometime next week or very soon. Behind me, the Cubans, they came out to support their team, even though they might have lost both matches. My name is Chris, and I want to thank you so much for joining us, and stay tuned for more content.
Hi, good day. My name is Taran. Welcome to Belmont Lookout. Behind me is the Mesopotamia Valley, also known as Mespo. This area is also known as one of the most cultivated areas in the Caribbean for the production of crops, including vegetable fruits and spices, and it also has the title of the breadbasket of St. Vincent. It was also developed as a key area for cultivation. This area was also known as a hub for the runaway slave after the abolishment of slavery. Happy 46th Independence, St. Vincent and the Grenadines from the management and staff of VCG TV.
Craving paradise? Fly Delta and touchdown in the untouched beauty St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Snow on the ground? Swap it for sunshine. Head straight to St. Vincent and the Grenadines with Air Canada. From cold to the Caribbean, just like that. Island hopping? We got you! Caribbean Airlines connects you to St. Vincent and the Grenadines in true Caribbean style. One flight, endless memories. City Pace got you tired? It's time to slow it down. Jet in with JetBlue and soak up the vibes of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Relaxation starts the moment you land. Planning your next vacation? Let's make it unforgettable. Fly Virgin Atlantic straight from London to the lush, beautiful St. Vincent and the Grenadines. 32 islands, one paradise. We'll see you soon.